I never left it on the ground. I'm not coming down. I wanna go higher, higher, higher than that.
Welcome back to the Business is Human podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession, and we're here to bring you episodes that blend meaningful work with profitable success. Here to steward what I call the age of humanity. I believe if we transform the way we work, we can transform the way that we live. As always, my friendly request, if you like what you hear, hit subscribe so you don't miss any episode, and leave a review to tell the other humans that they might like it too. Always looking to help you and connect with others. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Happy New Year. And you know what? March will be here before we know it. March is our 6th annual Stand Tall in Your Story event. So if you are in or around Indianapolis, Indiana, or you're up for an amazing road trip or flying into a great city, we do a phenomenal event around International Women's Day. This year it's on March 13th. And if you go to RebeccaFleetwoodHession.com and click on the shop tab, you can find the tickets there. And I highly encourage you to consider getting a table for you and your colleagues, your clients, your friends. We have people come from all around and in all different situations for this event because it's not only amazing speakers on the stage, which are 7 women that I've been working with for the last 7 months, and they'll be telling a 7-minute TED-like talk about their life and the empathy and vulnerability and humanity that shows up on the stage for that event is unmatched. And we love to have great conversation. So it's not just about the speakers on the stage. We're going to facilitate great questions at your table. And so if you're looking for ways to really form stronger relationships with your colleagues and clients and friends or whoever, this is the place to do it. And while you're there on the shop tab, you can grab some amazing badass Women's Council merch, like the cute little hat that I'm wearing right now, in case you're seeing this on video. All right. So I'll see you there March 13th. If you have questions, you know how to get a hold of me. So we are in the third of a 3-part series where I'm giving you reflection questions to kick off the new year. This week, our final week, is about career reflections. And I want to, again, start with some context, as I typically do. Our careers are a beautiful way to use our gifts and talents. I love to work. I love business. I love using my gifts and talents in this way or in a business way because I believe that business is human and that when I use my gifts and talents at work, I am serving other humans. And so I believe God put us on this earth to love one another and connect with one another. And so that's a beautiful thing. And I also want to give you a cautionary tale that based on the epidemic of burnout that's been around since 1974 and is at epidemic proportions in the last 5 years, is that there is a danger of your career becoming your identity. And if we wanted to go into the biblical aspect of this, it would be a rich conversation around that's the devil's work, is to get you confused about your identity and overworked and exhausted. And burnout has certainly been, it's done a number on people. And so as I give you these reflection questions for your career, I did this in the part 3 because I really wanted you to spend time first on yourself and your relationships and make sure that you're building a life, not just a career, because it's just won't feed your soul if you're not thinking about all aspects of your life. That's it. That's the context for today. All right. So, as you reflect back on 2024 in your career, how would you rate your career satisfaction last year on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the pits, 10 being bliss, and 5 being the flat eye, flat mouth, meh emoji. What number would you assign to your career satisfaction in 2024? So, of course, you know what my next question is going to be. What do you want it to be? And when you think about that number, whatever jump it is from 4 to 7 or 6 to 8 or whatever it is for you, what are you basing that on? So you clearly had a number, came to mind. What are you basing your career satisfaction on? What is a thriving career for you? And you can break it down into the kind of work you're doing where you're using your gifts and talents, the kind of people that you are working around and with, whether they're colleagues or clients, the kind of leader, boss, manager that you work best with, the kind of environment that you're working in. Those are categories to pause and reflect on. And I'll repeat those. How am I using my gifts and talents? What kind of people am I working with and around? What kind of boss or leader or manager do I work best with? And what kind of environment do I work the best in? Those questions are connected to what I call creating the conditions to thrive. And so break those down. They're also related to how your nervous system works. Your nervous system is always scanning the environment. Am I safe? Are the people that I'm with, do I feel safe with them? Is this an environment that's good for me? And so all of those questions align to your humanity. And so, what does career satisfaction, success, what is that for you? Find a way to break that down into some of those smaller questions because too often we can get too narrowly focused about our career and think that it's about title or an amount of money or perks or benefits. And as I often say to my clients, you get paid twice a month, you go to work every day. You want to make sure that you're working in the conditions that are best for you. And studies show that when you actually do that, you end up making more money because you're a better version of yourself. But it's time to break some of those things down. What's a great career for you? What goals do you have for your career this year? And again, context. Of course, you're going to have goals that are a part of your performance plan at your job. I'm talking about what are the goals you have for yourself? Because your career advancement is up to you. We're not waiting on our boss or our HR department to come in and knock on the door and say, today's the day. We have these career opportunities for you. Because in fact, most of the time, it's in a company's best interest to keep you where you are and just have you be more productive and successful in the role you're in. Anytime you start moving people around, it's disruptive. And so if there is some other advancement or some other department or some other industry or you want to do something completely different, that's on you. And that's a beautiful thing because nobody knows what you want more than you. And so, what are no more than 3, 1, 2, or 3 goals that you have that you want to set for yourself for your career this year?
Coming down. I never left it on the ground.
You know, I love a good connection. And I recently met a founder. Her name is Paige McFeely, and her company is called Base. And what I love about her work is, well, you know, business is human, and the humans running your business need support. But the support that everyone needs is going to look very different because we're all unique down to our fingerprints. So some people need help with an overloaded calendar or an overflowing inbox, invoicing expenses, personal appointments, social media. It could be anything. And finding the right virtual executive assistant can help with all of that. And that's what Base does. They're the expert in finding you not just an EA, but the right EA to ensure that the partnership is a success. They've been trusted for over 10 years. They have a proven track record and a highly skilled pool of US-based EAs experienced in a range of areas. So getting started with an EA might feel overwhelming. So Base offers these resets for just $750. An executive assistant will come and clean up your, well, they won't come there, it's virtual. They'll clean up your email, your calendar, and no commitments, just results. And as a special offer, they're giving you buy one, get one free resets. So get one for yourself and then give one to a friend, a coworker, your boss, your spouse. And then if you decide to continue working with Base to actually have a partnership with an executive assistant, they'll give you exclusive bonuses, making it even more rewarding for you and your friend. Mention my name, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession, or Business is Human podcast to get your BOGO and all the special treatment that comes with it. All right, let me know how it goes. Now I'm going to repeat a question that I asked in our first week. What's something that's been spinning around in your head, your heart, just won't go away about career? Maybe it's an idea of a career change. Maybe it's a business that you've thought about starting as a side hustle or legit changing careers. What's something that's been spinning around up there? Next question. What would you do if you had no fear? If you operated completely out of just love and reckless abandon of societal expectations and fear and what anybody else thought, what would you do? What's one baby step that you could take to move you closer to that thing that you would do if there was no fear or expectations of you? What's one thing that you're going to ask your company for this year for your professional growth and development? Something bold, because you don't get what you don't ask for. And if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, what's something that you're going to reach out and do for development this year? Maybe it's take a class, join a mastermind, go visit somebody in the business that you're in that's doing something great. You're going to pick up the phone and say, I love what you're doing and I want to come visit you and learn all about your business. Whatever it is for you. But what's some bold professional development that you're going to embark on this year? Different than you've done in the past. Not your basic industry conference, blah, blah, blah. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but what's something bold, bigger that you're going to do this year for yourself? And you're really going to build a business case and ask your company to fund it for you. Okay. So you've had 3 weeks of reflection questions. You can go back and revisit these. And here's an idea that I give to a lot of clients. When you have those ideas that spin around or things that you really want to focus on, but you keep saying to yourself, when I get caught up, I'll work on that or I'll think about that. And we all know we're never getting caught up. And so I recommend that you create a separate email address. Call it mybestself@gmail.com. I don't know. A separate personal email account that's just yours. And every time you have a thought about that idea, that business idea, or just something that you don't want to forget, but you're in the middle of something and you don't have time to really dedicate to it, email that account. The idea that you had, the thought that you had, you'll be really surprised when you just do that in the middle of your regular day. Just pop that email over to that separate account. Then once a week, even once a month, go back and look through that account and just revisit some of the thoughts that you've had. You'll be surprised and motivated and inspired by your own words if you actually put them somewhere. And sometimes people just aren't journalers, and sometimes you're just in the middle of a busy day and you have this random thought and you're like, oh, I want to think about that, but I don't have time right now. Just pop it off into that email account and start gathering some of your own thoughts and words and ideas into a place that you can honor and respect and review. See what happens. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that it helps you feel more authentically confident moving into this year, because you have everything that you need to thrive right here, right now. And if there's anything I can do to serve you and help you, please don't hesitate to reach out. All right, y'all. Love you, mean it.
Coming down. I never left it on the ground. I'm not coming
Thanks for being here. You can follow us on Instagram, Business is Human, or TikTok, Rebecca Fleetwood Hession. It's a great way to share some of the clips with your colleagues and friends. All right. Make it a great day. Love you, mean it.